Let's talk about a company that was near and dear to my heart. Let's talk about pulse boards. Pulse was a little-known esk8's startup that made its first appearance on Reddit back in 2017. The Echo first test video hit the eskating subreddit on April 4th. 6 minutes of riding along a calm Michigan trail. As far as I can find, in the comments section was the first announcement that this was actually a pre-production unit of a board that would be made available for purchase later that year. From that point on, the Pulse board's social media accounts started spinning up. You could find them all across the electric skateboarding subreddit, answering questions, giving advice, and when relevant, promoting their new board. Over on Instagram, one of their other major social media platforms, you could find updates on Echo development, as well as projects that never quite came to fruition. Their last major social media avenue was actually the electric skateboarding Discord. They were regularly active members, all the same as over on Reddit. Doubly so in the Pulse Boards chat channel. It was super easy to ping either of the co-founders, Mark or John, and get direct communication with either of them. Throughout the pre-order phase, I took a personal interest in the board. A short, powerful cruiser with a removable battery. All sounded like great ideas to me. The industry landscape was very different back then. There was no Meepo, no Vareal, no X-Way. But that would all change in just a few short months. Fast forward, it's mid-November now. The leaves are changing. It's getting just a little chilly. And the first Pulse Echo units are arriving in customer hands. My hands being one of them. A couple of other users over on the esk8's Discord were also receiving their boards. Awesome first impressions. Super torquey hubs, infinitely customizable Maytag vesks, and just kind of sleek. Everything wasn't all sunshine and rainbows though, especially in State College, Pennsylvania, where I was constantly fighting with the rain. Throughout its pre-production stages, the Echo was using a slightly older Maytag style remote. The final production units though, shipped with a 2.4 gigahertz Maytag remote as well. Small problem though. The final production units had really squirrely throttle control. On the bench, it was perfectly fine, but when out riding past crowds, the throttle would jump all around. But we'll get back to that. For an end user, a swappable battery sounds like a great idea. Pull out a spare, put it on in, you can just keep going for miles on end. For a manufacturer, however, the reliability. For Pulse, it was probably a design defect that doomed them from the start. The Echo uses a clip system. We were told it uses a nylon mix in order to help keep the clip from breaking. Sadly, the same can't be said for the top part of the battery caps. We'd find that out real quick. Unfortunately, for me and the other Echo riders, the problem would only get worse. The end caps were just too weak. If you drop the board forward, it could shatter it, dropping the battery out from under you. But this does bring us over to a bright spot for the Pulse guys. They were absolutely committed to getting our boards working. They halted pre-orders for batch 2, went to the drawing board over the battery caps, and addressed the remote connectivity issues. The original plan from the Pulse team was to ship a small first batch and then start taking pre-orders on a second batch after any issues were ironed out. When we came to them with issues on that first week, they put batch 2 on indefinite hold. They showed some serious integrity with that move and continued it with their customer service. When I broke my first battery cap, John was really quick to respond on Discord. He sent me out a replacement immediately that he already had ready and waiting to go. There was then talk about using the nylon mix on top of the battery cap in order to stop them from breaking again. I broke that replacement battery cap within a week. Bummer. Now, for the remote connectivity issues. John sat in the Discord with me and the other Echo riders individually to show us how to disassemble the ESC housing and relocate the remote receiver to somewhere where he thought there would be less interference and just kind of fix the squirrely throttle. When that didn't work out, they stuck to their commitment. They sent out brand new 2.4 gigahertz mini remotes, not from Maytech this time around. I actually didn't end up using mine though, because I built my custom Firefly remote. You can check my build guide out if you're curious. Ultimately, the constant repair costs were just too much for the plucky little startup. They had big aspirations for the future too. The Echo came standard with a Bluetooth module to monitor battery voltage, speed, distance traveled. It's awesome stuff. John said he was going to get in contact with the esk8's app developer on iOS to see if he could have a custom app made to create custom speed profiles for the board. Over on both the Discord and their Instagram, they were constantly teasing a carbon fiber board that they had in pre-production. It had a top-loading compartment similar to an Evolve carbon fiber deck. Never would come to fruition though. One of the major selling points for me was actually the custom drive solution that the Pulse guys were using. It came standard with 90mm blue Maytech hub motors. But over on Instagram, they were teasing a belt-driven system using crystal blue seismic wheels and custom pulleys. They looked amazing. In private conversations with John, I had even floated the idea of potentially offering a direct drive solution to Echo riders. This was before there were any readily available direct drive options on the market. The biggest blow to me personally, though, has to be the Kickstarter that never happened. Before the company went under, there was talk about launching a campaign featuring the Echo and the unreleased carbon fiber deck. They had even asked me if I wanted to join the team after all the testing I had done with my Echo and the Firefly remote. Ultimately, joining an e-skate company as their marketing media producer was just a fantasy. And reality always comes crashing back down at some point. The reality of this story is that I never got my battery cap replaced, I never got my USB or the charging light indicators fixed, and my board sat out, unused and taken apart in pieces on my bench as my dedicated Firefly tester for over a year. I love this board and the journey it took me on, but Pulse Boards is gone now. Not to be entirely forgotten, but all that remains is just an echo. If you made it here, thank you so much for watching. This video was a serious trip down memory lane for me. Digging through old posts and the Discord channels brought back so much. A special thank you goes out to Zach for coming along to film parts of this with me, and all of my friends who critique these videos before they go live. Don't forget to drop me a like or a comment down below, and if you really like this video, definitely subscribe or check out one of my other ones. Until then, toodles.